Greetings, everybody. I'm Ami, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's episode is going to be a bit different than usual. In today's episode, it will be my first unboxing video I've posted onto YouTube. As today, we will be unboxing this red Nintendo Switch OLED I picked up today as a video. And I also got my version 1 Switch with me, which I'll be comparing to this version OLED Switch. But I won't be setting up my Nintendo Switch OLED as I haven't got my SD card to bring data over. So without any further ado, let's look at the box and then start unboxing. So Nintendo Switch OLED Mario Edition. This is a special edition and limited edition, not your average version. Seven-inch OLED screen, 64 gigabytes for system memory, dock with a LAN port and adjustable stand. Tabletop mode, TV mode, and the portable handheld mode. We should get the Switch itself. 2 Joy-Cons, power adapter, a redesigned dock, Joy-Con grip, 2 straps, and HDMI cable. I'll quickly compare this box to my original Switch box, which I've had for 5.5 years. Instead of vertical, it's horizontal. Anyways, let's actually unbox the Switch OLED and see how the Switch OLED Mario Edition looks. Ooh, right off the bat, I have to say, I like how this red Joy-Cons look compared to the neon red Joy-Cons I've had before in the past. Just don't know if I'll be unboxing those Joy-Cons though. Here's the OLED Switch itself, which this I will be unboxing right here. Here's the front. Here's the back. Now this new stand I like. Unlike the original Switches and version 2 Switches, which had 4 flimsy awful kickstand, this is lovely, this is amazing. This is an amazing kickstand. Anyways, let's take off this top layer. Let's see what else is included. Another power brick, but I've already got the same power brick unboxed, so I'm not going to take this out of the wrapping. Another HDMI cable, but I've already got a HDMI cable unboxed, so I'm not going to take this out of the wrapping either. Another Joy-Con grip, but this is pointless, I don't know why. This is more uncomfortable than using the Joy-Con separately, so I'm not going to use this. I'm going to put it back in the wrapping. Two Joy-Con straps, but I've already got the Joy-Con straps more than enough, so I'm not gonna unwrap these and keep these in the wrapping, and they'll be the same, just painted slightly differently with the straps, so let's put them to the side. All that's left is the dock. It does show some instructions on the front, but I will unwrap the dock and show it to you all, but even then, in all honesty, I'm not going to use the dock, and I mean, I even use the Joy-Cons, so I'll put them back in the packaging later on. Here's the redesigned dock. There's a little Mario here, and with the Switch OLED, this pops off completely, and here's some coins hiding. AC adapter, HDMI out, and a LAN port, so you don't have to buy an external internet port for this to work, like how it was for the version 1 Switch, but even then I really don't use internet that way with LAN port connected to Switch, or USB connected to LAN port, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. Here's how the OLED red Switch looks like with Joy-Cons and dock. Red's my favorite color, so this to me looks very nice. And I like this red a lot more than the neon red that came with Switch at launch. I'll put the Joy-Cons and the dock back in the wrapping. I have just put away the Joy-Cons and now I'll put away the stock. Anyways, let's now compare my version 1 Switch to my OLED Switch. Here's my version 1 Switch, which I've had for 5.5 years. By the way, there's me in screen reflection. And here's my brand new Switch OLED. They are the same dimensions, physically same size. However, I think OLED is slightly heavier than the original, and also slightly heavier than version 2 Switch. And this version 2, this OLED is slightly 3mm longer than the original version 1, 3mm longer than the version 2 Switch, so OLED is slightly larger. This version 1 Switch and also the version 2 Switch, the version 1 version 2 Switch have LCD screens and 6.2-inch screens with a very thick bezel, compared to this OLED here, which has an OLED screen, 7-inch screen, and much thinner bezels. And OLED screens are much better looking than LCD screens. As you can see, my version 1 Switch kickstand has popped off, fallen off, and I've lost it. As version 1 version 2 Switch's kickstands are awful, very flimsy, and fall off very easy. So, it's a little unfortunate. This kickstand, on the other hand, this is amazing compared to the original Switch's kickstand. This OLED kickstand is amazing. And here's the micro SD card slot. On the original Switch and version 2, this card slot is so easy to open. On the version 2, that card slot for the game cards is much harder to open on the OLED. This isn't the Switch version 2. I'm holding this the Switch OLED. I ain't stop getting confused. This is how my Switch OLED looks like with my neon red and blue Joy-Cons. When opening Switch OLED kickstand, please make sure that you open the kickstand from the middle of the Switch OLED and not from the fans or vents, as you could damage the fan or vents. Only open up the Switch OLED kickstand from the middle part here, otherwise you may damage these vents and fans. So that's something to make sure of the Switch OLED. What makes the Switch OLED stand out compared to the other three models of the Nintendo Switch is that Switch OLED currently, out of the only 4 Switch models currently, is currently the only Switch model with a 7-inch OLED screen. It's the only Switch model to have a wide adjustable kickstand, and instead of having the tiny 32GB, this time around has 64GB. And this time around, thanks to the redesigned dock, whenever you want to play on a TV and get internet as a connection, instead of using a USB cable connected to a LAN port, you can just plug in the wire into the Switch OLED dock to get internet connection without having to buy a separate USB cable to connect to the dock. Also, Switch OLED dock plate on the back comes off completely instead of being attached to the Switch dock, which I guess is nice and all. And also, the speaker quality on the Switch OLED has been enhanced compared to the other three Switch models. And also, out of all four Switch models currently, the Switch OLED has the brightest screen, so when you're playing in sunlight outdoors, you'll be able to see the screen better. Anyways, I would love to continue this episode on, but even then, that's all I've got for today's episode. So thank you all very much for checking out this episode of me unboxing my recently purchased Switch OLED Mario Edition, and I'll be back for the next episode. Farewell for now.